All right, welcome everyone to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series. And tonight we are in Darlington for the Cookout Southern 250 here in South Carolina. This is also our final race of the regular season. We will go right into the playoffs, and I appreciate you joining us tonight. And also welcome into the booth tonight, Mr. Chris Worrell. Chris is filling in for John DeRugis. John's off getting married and is going to spend some time with his wife on a trip through Europe for their honeymoon. So, Chris, you're here for the next 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
Well, hey, Rick, I hope I do a good job at it. Maybe I'll settle in, watch a couple good races, and try not to get in your way there. But congrats to you, John. Hope you're having fun out there if you're listening. You and your wife have a good wedding.
All right, so this is it. This is the final race of the iNRS series, which as you know, these guys who have put this league together, they pretty much marry and match what's happening in the regular season cup race. So you get to see Darlington about 4 days early here on Thursday nights before the regular season cuts happen at in the NASCAR Cup Series. So this is their final race, and so if you don't make it here, you know, you got to battle your way in, or you're not going to make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, Rick, I couldn't have come at a better time. It'd be really exciting. Hoping to see some pretty good bump and runs and some hard racing. I know I've tuned in a couple races. I know some of these guys around here aren't afraid to put the bumper to them. So
yeah, this is one of those tracks where you're not only competing against yourself and the other competitors, but you know the lady in black. She's fairly unforgiving.
Oh, absolutely. I think our winner tonight will be whoever can zone everyone else out and fight the track itself. If you can fight and race the track, I think you'll have a better chance of finishing higher here.
Yeah. Previous winner here last year was Jeff Brogdon. Jeff's not with the league this season, but he was the winner. But right now, why don't we kind of talk about where we're at points-wise? So with this being the last race, the top 10 in points: Jordan Booth, Jordan Wenzel, Corey Bunch, Vernon Broadbeck, Alex Murphy, Tyler Lem, Michael Whitley, Alex Forget, Eric Jeffers, Jacob Musso. That's the top 10 that's in there. But who's also won this season, locking themselves into the playoffs, is Jordan Wenzel, Simon Magin, Jordan Booth, Corey Bunch, Tyler Lem, Martin Giroux, Alex Forget, Brendan Hayes, Vernon Broadbeck, Alex Murphy, Michael Whitley, Garrett Walden. Those guys have all locked themselves in. They've locked up. There are 12th places that are filled. 4 drivers are there just on points: Eric Jeffers, Jacob Musso, Tony Japs, and Ty Bostic sits right at the cut line. He's 32 points to the good. Just outside the cut line, Vince Burns, Matt Robinson, Joe Musso, and Clark Franz. That's the top. That's 17th through 20th. That's there. But this is it. But there's still a lot that's going to be decided. There's only 15 points that separates Wenzel and Bunch for second, because that's still up for grabs. 19 points between Murphy and Broadbeck for fourth. 23 points separates 7th through 10th. Brendan Hayes is only 31 back on Musso. So we have this battle at the cut line we just talked about between Bostic and Burns. Tony Japs is sitting on plus 33, so he just needs to be on top of his game tonight to make sure he leaves Darlington on the right side of the line. Matt Robinson sits 35 points out and can realistically still point his way in as well. So, you know, we still have 10 drivers still eligible outside of the top 16 who could win and get into the playoffs. So tonight's going to be a lot of strategy and drivers trying to vying for every point and position possible. And in my opinion, Chris, that makes this is a tough track to do that, because it is so easy to make a mistake.
Oh, absolutely. You got tight exits out of turn 2. Between 3 and 4, you got to be really easy on the throttle there to make it around there. Tire management is going to be huge, and the best part about all of that is it's winning and you're in. And from what I've seen from the standings and all the information from the league, we've had 12 different winners, I believe, so
Yep.
far this season. So,
Yep.
I fully believe it. We could see anyone from any part in the points come and get that win and make their way into the playoffs. So it should be exciting.
So right now, the team championships, you want to just read those off, the top 3? Do you have that data in front of you?
I don't.
All right, no problem. So right now in team standings, Full Throttle Motorsports is currently right now in first. 40 XLI is sitting in second, and Roadrunner Motorsports is sitting in third. We'll see how those guys shake out later as we make our way down. But right now, I guess we're about to go into qualifying, and we'll come back to who's hot and who's not during our break. So let's get a jump on this and kind of talk about, let's see who gets out there, and we can bring up some qualifying. All right, looking at the 41 of Jordan Booth headed out now.
Really enjoy that Tony Stewart throwback. The iconic scheme there he's got.
Yeah, and that's another thing to talk about tonight, that this is a throwback scheme race, so you're going to see lots of throwback paints these guys are on. And other important thing to mention is this race is also sponsored by Matt Persini, so we shout out to Matt for being able to sponsor this race, and what a great race it'll be. So. And Matt, by the way, we'll take a peek at him. He's actually running the 97 Jeff Gordon T-Rex All-Star paint scheme.
Oh, that car should be illegal. That paint scheme itself, I'm sure, will get a couple tenths.
Let's see, there it is right there.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm sure, as most of us know, that was a pretty controversial car there that NASCAR told Ray Abraham and Jeff Gordon they couldn't run it anymore. That confiscated the car, and it was just too fast for competition. I believe a lot of rules were made because of that car back then.
I think they may have they may have bent a few.
Speaking of Ray Abraham, I'm seeing Eddie Musso Jr. Taking his first qualifying lap right now. That's a really good-looking paint scheme. That's a shout-out to those old Dodges. Look good on a Ford, though, I'll tell you what. I think anything looks good on a Ford, to be honest with you.
Trying to find, there it is. There's the Casey Kane throwback.
Let's see what type of lap he'll be putting down here. In his second lap, oh, must have clipped the wall somewhere, but he is in with a 3:09, currently sitting 18th place.
So he finally got some numbers in, and Corey Bunch right now is sitting atop the leaderboard, but Ty Bostic put in a smoking 29.996. Couple of drivers
That's my boy right there.
Couple of drivers still out there now, looking at the 19 of Alex Forget-Berube.
I'm not surprised to see Corey Bunch go to the top. The little homework I was able to do, I was able to see that Corey seems like, he did so well at Richmond. Just watching his in-car and just seeing how smooth he was on his inputs and his steering. Wow, I think is that my first my first jinx? Right there's that the 19 of Corey, or am I
No,
looking at a
that's
different car?
that 19 is Alex Forget, but
Oh wow.
he
Yeah.
saved it big time.
Yeah, that was an excellent save. So yeah, I'll get used to it eventually. But great save there, Alex. But yeah, back to Corey. After seeing his Richmond race, he had seen his inputs and just how smooth he was. I think he'll definitely be a contender tonight at a tough track like Darlington.
Watching Austin Walton now. He's in the 81 Darrell Waltrip Mountain Dew paint scheme. This is one of those tracks. Don't call it the Darlington Stripe for no reason. It is so easy to come off of 2 and just smack that wall. So we expect to see that outside left front quarter panel take a little bit of a beating tonight. Watching Scott Thomas on track right now. Scott Thomas is running the 2003 Ryan Newman Altel paint scheme. Nope, and unfortunately, that is the end of qualifying.
Oh man.
Yep. So
well,
we'll get
I think he would have got the pole there if
we'll
been
get
able to finish that Ryan Newman scheme.
We'll get the grid to you as soon as we're done with our warm-up. So as you're well aware, if you've watched this league before, after qualifying, there's a 5-minute break while the admins talk to the drivers. I'm sure there's lots of news to give them and some helpful hints because tonight this is a challenging track. So let's talk about first what is the race info for tonight. We've got 88 is our air temperature. It's a little warm here in Darlington. 29% humidity, partly cloudy, and a mild light wind of 4 miles per hour. Track temp, that's a different story. It's 107 degrees on the track, so it's going to be a hot and sticky day here in South Carolina. We've got 184 laps tonight with a stage break at lap 61. This league now has no quick repairs, so you bought it. You bring it, you drive it, you own it, but you ain't going to get a free car if you wreck the car. So we've got 5 sets of tires. They run on 60% fuel, so we'll do a little bit of fuel calculations to kind of figure out just what you're going to get for mileage. My basic, if I just do some quick math, I am going to assume 18 gallons with 60% fuel gives you 10.8 gallons of fuel at about 6 miles per gallon. Divide that by 1.31. That says 49 laps they can run on a tank of fuel. So you heard all that secret sauce, all that math. We do something besides just talk up here. All right, so while the drivers continue their meeting for another 3 minutes or so, let's talk about who's hot and who's not. So we can't really start the who's hot list without recognizing last week's winner, which is Garrett Walden. He has done and did what he needed to do to make the playoffs and looks to make a deep run into the playoffs with this momentum. While it may be too little too late to point his way in, Clark Franz is on a roll as well with back-to-back top 10 runs. He's looking to carry his momentum into the playoffs and gain track time to get ready for next season, as well as provide his teammate Vernon Broadbeck with some valuable information. And how can we forget last week's second place finisher Jordan Booth? He ends the regular season as the regular season champion and 12 out of 25 races with a podium finish. He is hands down the best driver headed into the playoffs. All right, who's not? That's always our topic for conversation as we banter back and forth about these. But a driver that just 3 weeks ago was on the heels of a playoff berth has found himself with 3 weeks of 20th or worse place finishes. That's Vince Burns, and he's going to need a miracle tonight to make the playoffs and looks to rebound out of this hole he's just kind of placed himself in. But, of course, joining Burns on this list is a driver already locked in the playoffs, Martin Giroux. Martin is coming off back-to-back sub-15th place finishes and has not had a top 10 since Chicago. The Canadian is looking to right the ship and begin his championship run tonight. So joining him on that list is his teammate Simon Magin, who's another driver that's locked into the playoffs. Simon's had a kind of a tough month with 3 finishes outside the top 15 in 4 races. So the winner at Phoenix would love an opportunity to protect the crown and win a championship, but to do so, he's going to get back on track soon. Drivers who have excelled at this style of track, we kind of look around through the fall race, and 4 drivers dominated the field. That was Corey Bunch, Jordan Booth, no surprise, Brendan Hayes, who was the lap leader, and the winner was Alex Forget. So tonight shouldn't be any different. So we look for those drivers outside the playoffs like Matt Pericini and Vince Burns, who also have excelled at this track, to try and be up front and steal a spot. Chris, of rivalries, the last time we were at Darlington, the best rivalry of the year gained its footing, which was Alex Forget and Jordan Booth. Tonight, will we see a similar thing, or have we put that rivalry to bed? Only time will tell. We'll see that pretty soon. We've got 26 seconds before we get this race underway. Darlington's one of those tracks that seems 15 cars wide when you can race it on a two-car wide section. Then the line is only 1.5 cars wide. Point is, it's a tough track, let alone when you're there with 30 other cars. Throw in no faster pair, and tonight's going to get really, really interesting. As we said earlier, we're talking a bit during qualifying. Tonight is a throwback weekend, so lots of great paint schemes that are out there. We'll try to point those out to you. And let's talk about quickly before we get too far along. Let's bring up our keys. First, want to cover our keys to the race. Chris, can you hear me?
I apologize, Rick. I can't hear you. You have to forgive me. I was new to this, but yeah, I think at the top of that list we talked about, Rick, was saving tires. That's going to be a huge thing here at Darlington. I believe I was telling Rick, I think, you take that bottom line in turns 3 and 4. Whoever we see doing that should be able to save them pretty well. I feel like that's a big ticket to getting around here.
Hey, Chris, let's
speed it in.
Let's pause this and get the grid up, because I'm afraid we're gonna go racing before we can come back to that. All right,
okay.
I'll do the top 12, and you can pick them up after that. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, so on your pole, Corey Bunch. On the outside, Ty Bostic. In third, Vernon Broadbeck. Jacob Musso sits in fourth. Matt Pericini is in fifth, and Brendan Hayes is in sixth. Garrett Walden in seventh. Corey Innes in eighth. Jordan Wenzel in ninth, and Martin Giroux sits in 10th. Alex Murphy is in 11th, and Eric Jeffers sits in 12th.
All righty, in 13th, we got Vince Burns. 14th, we have Tyler Lem. 15th, we have Joe Musso. Sitting in 16th, we have Matthew Robinson. 17th, we have Michael Whitley Jr. And 18th, we have Jordan Booth. And 19th, we have Alex Forget-Ruby. And 20th, Austin Walton. 21st, we've got Eddie Musso Jr. 22nd, Mike Wheel. 23rd, Tony Japs. 24th place, we have Ron Fitting.
All right, and in 25th place, you've got Dan Hughes. 26th is Martin Pinnell. Scott Thomas in 27th. And Tyler Sexton wraps up our field. All right, lights are off on top of our pace car. We're expecting to go green momentarily here, folks. All right, Corey Bunch takes the green flag, and we are underway. Corey jumps out to the lead. We got the 25 behind. That's Jacob Musso. Ty Bostic in that Cornflakes Terry Labonte throwback paint scheme sits in third. Brendan Hayes in fourth, and Vernon Broadbeck is in fifth. We're getting our first lap in here. We make it around. Lap 1 is complete.
You know, I'm excited to see what how fast these cars will be going in the next 10 to 15 laps. Like I said, from watching the Richmond race, I know Corey Bunch, he seems to be really good at driving these harder tracks. Seems to have a lot of pace, a lot of speed when it comes to, you know, getting around here when it's hot and slick. I look forward to him being up front.
Looking on back through the field, we're just kind of seeing we've already got pretty much single file going on for the most part. Looking on back towards the tail end here. See the 17 of Austin Walton up under the 19 of Alex Forget-Berube. The cars in the back are playing a little bit of hopscotch, trying to make their way up. But we are really not right now nose to tail, single line racing, except for those guys who are trying to drop out and trying to make a pass.
I'm really digging all these Mark Martin throwback schemes here. I've got a couple to pick from.
Oh, contact.
Wow. Oh.
Saw that one live. A little bit of contact between the number 1, the 28.
So that might have been my first broadcaster's curse right there. Maybe I shouldn't speak on any of these paint schemes. I hate to send somebody in the wall because of it, but glad to see the one car be able to keep going. It doesn't look like he's too damaged. Just a little stripe.
You know, right now it's easy to get up under someone like that. You see the 99 up under the 28 right there. But they're on fresh tires. It's only lap 6. There's lots of stickiness to those tires. But, you know, once we get 14, 16, 18 laps in, it's going to be like skating. Jumping back up front, Corey Bunch is up there, and they're already chasing down. I think he's got Dan Hughes, who started last tonight. We didn't get changed. The very last car entered, and he is about to get run down by these leaders.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Rick. Corey Bunch is not wasting any time as he's already put down the fastest lap of 29.460. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep that pace up. He's moving pretty fast right now. Yeah, it really is.
So really this is one of those tracks that comes down to consistency. You've really got to know your marks coming off the front stretch, getting into 1, drifting up to 2, getting out and exiting out of 2 to avoid winding up in the wall, and then picking away around 3 and 4, because you can run that high line around here, but sometimes the fastest way. Oh, caution's already out. Caution's out, and I'm not sure why caution has come out. I'm going to look back to Austin Walton. Let's see if we can go back here and just see what happened here. We're just guessing here, not really sure.
It looks like it's Matt. Yep.
Oh, definitely contact. There you go.
Yeah, the one car just leaned on him a little too much there. Doesn't look like there's any damage though. I think we should be all right.
Yep, some minor damage to the 17 and to the 1 of Matthew Robinson. A little bit of nose damage on that car, but he'll still continue. And you know, the fun thing is that when you get down in the pits, you can have a little bit of body work done if you want to wait it out. So a number of drivers have made their way onto pit road.
I'm interested to see if anybody's going to take any tires here.
What would be
See
your
Alex
strategy
Murphy.
here?
Oof. For me, I know we can at least go 40 laps on fuel. I'd have to say I'd stay out. At the same time, though, you're watching them, and they did have a really good run. It seems to be an unfortunate incident, but if you're expecting another caution, I would definitely stay out. Go as many laps as you can on that one set of tires, because you never know, holding that, just having that one extra set at the end, for a green, white checkered, or something sooner, that might be the key to winning the race. So for me, I'm always trying to save a set. So I'd probably stay out. It's a
Yeah,
good chance, though. It would
yeah.
go green the rest of the way if I did, though. So that's usually
Well,
my luck.
I think, don't forget there's that stage break at lap 61, and you can do maybe 49 laps or so under green flag conditions. So I don't think it's a bad strategy because you're going to have to pit anyways. There's no way you
Yeah.
can do the 61 laps. And so this is lap 10, 12. So you figure you're going to run 3 or so laps under caution. So, that's a little. Let me just see what happened with Jordan Booth here. Let me just see. You stop on the track? I think he was waiting for the field to pass him. So, all right. So part of our fun is that we get to look at all kinds of data, and sometimes that data will tell us, hey, there's a car in trouble or a car has crashed, when in fact all he did was stop on the track. So, all right, here's what we know. First caution of the night for a 2-car incident with the number 1 car of Matthew Robinson and the 17 of Austin Walton. We've got 184 laps to go, and we're still under caution, but I expect to have the lights go off on top of our pace car.
Looking through the stats, I've seen how well Jordan Booth has done in the league. He's a very good, consistent driver. I'm excited to see him go from 27th. That's second to last place right now, all the way to the front. There's a track that could, test your skill, or where you can show off that skill. It's definitely Darlington. It's, in a hot, sticky race like this. Really looking forward to seeing what he's got.
Right now with 13 laps in, of course these last couple laps under caution, not quite a big deal, but as we were talking about earlier, once we get down to, we get 20, 25 laps on these tires, it's going to get a little bit slicker in those, and it just will not be as easy to pass. So a number of comments coming through on YouTube and Clark Friends from within the car. Let's see. No, Clark, I don't think Clark is. Just double check. Clark is not with us tonight racing. Clark, you must have taken the night off. But Clark's asking, who's got the best throwback? That's what our YouTube watchers and our YouTube watchers chime in.
If you care what I think, Clark, I'm gonna have to go with that number 6. Anytime I see that car on track, I'm gonna have to vote for it or pull for it. Dan Hughes, shout out to him. Fortunately, he's 2 laps down right now. Hopefully, he can get those repairs done and put that number 6 up front. What about you, Rick? What do you prefer out there?
I'm a little partial to that Dodge, that 26 Dodge. That's a Casey Kane, Ray Abraham car, but that's for personal reasons. But just kind of looking back, and you see that 81 car, that Levi Garrett car. That's a 84 Jeff Bodine classic NASCAR paint scheme.
Okay.
That's when there was so much diversity in the sponsorship. You had everything from alcohol, tobacco, all kinds of. Back in the day when NASCAR wasn't so politically correct, lots of different sponsors.
Yeah, it was always cool to see those cars. I've always wanted to see the Marlboro Man make an appearance on one of the cars, but maybe one day.
Maybe one day. All right, Corey Bunch continues to lead. He's got that number 22 Cornflakes car, Kellogg's Cornflakes car right behind him. That's a Terry Labonte throwback scheme as well.
Yeah, I raced with Ty on Wednesday nights in the IWM League, and I'll tell you, if there's one person you can't count out, it's him. Ty beat me here at Darlington last year. He won the race in IWM. I think he's got a great shot at running here and winning tonight. I know he's fast here. I know he knows how to stretch the fuel out, that's for sure. So looking forward to seeing him do a great job tonight.
Yeah, Ty's one of those local drivers, well, virtually local. So he is from Rockingham, North Carolina, which is actually going to get is back on the 2025 NASCAR schedule.
I saw that.
But Darlington is not that far from Rockingham, so I think Rockingham and Darlington are kind of like his local tracks. So
that's pretty cool. I know he had lived close to Rockingham. It's a shame we're not seeing the Cup cars go there. That's Easter weekend. But we will see the Xfinity cars there next year. I'm looking forward to that.
You just saw the 12 of Eric Jeffers tag the wall hard. But with these new body styles and that composite skin, these cars don't beat up like the old sheet metal cars do.
And that goes the same thing for iRacing, because I just recently started an Xfinity League, and it seems to me if anytime I touch anything, the wall or anything, we've got a spin in the back. Is he gonna save it from hitting the inside wall? What was that there? Caution free at the moment.
Looks like that. I'm thinking Martin Giroux may have been that 50 may have spun. He seems to be slightly off the pace.
Yeah, and that front left's a little crinkled.
Let's see if we can find what happened to Martin here.
Oh, yep. That's a hard hit right there.
Yeah, I think he may have had a little bit of help. It's like the 99 of Tyro Lem may have caught that. Yep, a little bit of help sent him in the wall.
Yeah.
All right, so a little bit of, fortunately, a little bit of an issue for the 50 of Martin Giroux, tagging the outside and the inside wall with a little bit of help from the 99. Back up front, we're watching Corey Bunch really just put down some great laps here. Ty Bostic is sitting in second. Jacob Musso is in third. And Brandon Hayes in that Coors Light. That's, I have to go back to the way backs. That's a Sterling Martin paint scheme from 2002.
I believe Brennan is one of the guys I saw through some of the replays here that he's not afraid to use that bumper. Was it Richmond where him and Jordan were going at it for the win? He ended up giving Jordan the bumper.
He's
still able to hang on.
Yeah, he's teammates, George. So Jordan Booth and Brendan Hayes, they're teammates. But he may have been doing it with Jordan Wenzel, possibly.
You see Vernon on the outside right now of him.
I tell you, I got to hand to him. This is lap 26, and they're door to door.
Yeah. Oof. hard hit from Vernon and Wall. Yeah, it's pretty cool. These guys can run side by side, in and out of, you know, end of one and out of two. That's a pretty hard thing to do. You got to have a lot of respect for the guys you're racing around to make it work. So it's good to see these guys doing that. It's like Vernon's moving forward. He's getting challenged by Ty here.
Yep, they're all trying to run down the 77 of Corey Bunch. A little hard tonight.
Yeah, Corey is doing a great job keeping that pace.
Yeah, he's kind of checked out a little bit between these drivers.
You know, I was expecting him to start moving back with seeing how fast of a lap he put down there at the beginning, but he's steadily moving forward. So he's figured something out, running nice and smooth.
So Brennan Hayes has worked. Yeah, Brennan Hayes has worked his way around Ty Bostic. And it looks like he set his sights on the 10 of Vernon Broadway. Do you have access to the YouTube chat?
I don't. I'm
contact.
trying so hard to.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You're fine. I'll keep up with it. It's not repeatable on the air, but it is certainly is funny. So it's all good.
Oh, go figure.
So a little bit of contact with the 10 of Vernon Broadback and the 40 of Brennan Hayes. They're racing as hard as anybody else can. Jumping back here.
To push it now.
See the 99 of Tyler Lem working his way up. He is now up and under. I think that's the 43 of Garrett Walden. He now works his way around. Almost around.
Ooh, I had to check up hard right there. Now he's in a. Oh,
someone popped the wall
on Alex here.
Yeah, I think that was Garrett Walden tabbed the wall, and that just, you know, when you do contact that safer barrier, it just kind of like, it's like glue. It kind of sucks you back.
Yeah, I was thinking that was Alex Murphy. Forgot about the lap cars. You know, I got to give you credit, Rick. It's pretty complicated to keep up with all this information, and I'll never say a bad thing about you. I'll tell you that. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be, trying to keep up with everything.
Well,
yeah, this is it's pretty
appreciate
interesting.
That. Yeah.
If anything.
So we're watching the 94 of Michael Whitley Jr. He is that 94 Hooters car. Sad story there. That's actually, though, we thought maybe that was Alan Kowicki. That's actually the 07 Brad Keselowski Hooters Energy Drink Truck paint scheme. Pretty odd, but I know Tony Japs in the 42. He's actually running the Alan Kowicki Xerox paint scheme. Let's see if we can find the 42. Let's get the guys in the truck to get us over to the 42.
It's sitting 20th place right now, it seems.
Yep, there he is.
That's a good looking paint scheme.
Yeah, it is. Another one of the sad stories in NASCAR, the passing of Alan Kowicki.
See Ron making a move for position here, it looks like.
Yep, that's Ron Fitting up, getting around the 43 of Garrett Walden. So getting back towards the middle, see what's happening here. See Ty Bostic is kind of, he's now really off the pace. He's now getting on pit road.
Oh, he's bitten, yeah.
Here at lap 35. A number of drivers in. Tony Japs as well, making their way down pit road. You saw Ty Bostic up front.
You know, I guess he's cutting that stage in half to go to lap 60, I believe.
Yep, 61. End of lap 61.
Gotcha. Because I know you can at least get 40 laps out of here from what I had seen in the test drive session. So maybe he's just trying to go ahead and get out of the way and start fresh on some new tires. We definitely know he's fast enough that once he can get out there, he can get his lap back and possibly stay up front.
So he took right sides only here under green.
Well, you know, some of these tracks, for some reason, taking those right sides only, it, you know, loosens up the car, helps it turn a lot more, which is, you know, help you push a little harder and go a little faster. But, you know, I'm surprised I'd do it here at Darlington. The car seems to turn just fine.
Yep.
You know,
here's your leader, Corey Bunch, on pit road. Number of drivers on pit road: Jacob Musso, Brendan Hayes, Corey Ennis, Vernon Broadback, Jordan Wenzel, Vince Burns, Martin Giroux. Eric Jeffers is now off. Garrett Walden is off. So we'll see what the leader does. Now, a lot of what we're seeing now is guys who did not come in around lap 10. These guys have not come into the pits at all. So what you just saw was your leader, Corey Bunch. He did a full 4-tire stop, and he's back underway. That puts Alex Forget-Berube out in front in the number 19 maxi car. Alex has not pit yet. He's got a little bit of a lead over second place Alex Murphy, who did pit. Looking through the field, there's only a handful. Alex Forget, Tyler Lem, and Austin Walton, who have not come into the pit yet. He's got a pretty good lead over second place Alex Murphy. That's over a 4-second interval. And now Tyler Lem is on pit road. You know, there's a lot of debate, Chris, whether you've got to break for the stage. You got to come in. Is it do you wait and come in towards the end, thinking a caution may come out, or do you come in early, knock it out, but risk going down? Big debate.
You know, it all depends. If you feel like you don't have a best shot at the chance of winning, you know, you might want to stay out and try to get as much points as you can for that stage. But you know, if you feel like you got a good chance of winning, you might want to do what's best for the long run and go ahead and just knock it out. That way, you're up front when it comes time to throw that yellow flag around lap 60. So
you're watching the 24 car. That is Matt Perosini, who just came off pit road and had enough speed and traction. He was able to kind of drive around the 19 of Alex Forget. Based on what I was able to see, it looks like he may have taken 4 tires in that stop. But we're watching your current leader, which is Alex Forget. Matthew Robinson is now in second. He's about 5 seconds behind Alex.
you know, I'm watching Corey Bunch right now. He's him and Tyre the next 2 laps, next cars that are a lap down, and Corey's already caught Ty at this point. So that just goes to show you how much, you know, how quicker than 4 tires are to compare to those 2 right now. I think if he sets them up nice on the exit, he might get them on the back stretch here. That's what he seems to do. He's backing up his corner going into 1. We'll have some traffic here too. That might help him out.
Yeah, that's Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy pitted last on lap 10, and that was only for fuel, so he has got old tires in that number 30 Caterpillar car on the high side.
Hey, I like it. You know, save a set of tires. You never know, this race could start, you know, having a bunch of cautions. Next thing you know, having a bunch of short runs. You save an extra set for the end. You know, that could be what makes or breaks you. You know. I really like how Corey's taking his time setting up the pass here for Ty. He's not too much of a hurry. He's kind of stalking him right now, waiting for the right time.
They work their way around number one of Matthew Robinson. Matthew is currently leading, so they were able to get to unlap themselves off the number one car of Matthew Robinson. Matthew pitted last on lap 10. Now the only car who has not made it in to the pits is the 17 of Austin Walton. He is still hoping against hope. Alex Forget-Berube he is off pit road. He made his stop. And here comes Austin Walton getting his stop in now. 47 laps in, and it's time for Austin to pit. I think the general consensus is that 2 tires was not the right decision based on the folks watching on YouTube. I think Corey's just perfectly fine just running behind Ty and just letting the race come to him right now.
Absolutely. These guys will be the leaders once everyone else pits. So, might as well just sit there behind them, save that tire. So when it gets closer to lap 60, you got a better shot at getting around them. Make sure it happens. I believe there'll be a caution turn at lap 60. So
right now you're watching Alex Murphy. He pitted last on lap 10 for fuel only. He now finds himself on pit road here at lap 49. I think it's time for tires for a lot of these guys.
Well, as long as he stayed out, I wonder if he'll take 2 or 4. See if he'll try to save some time and take 2, get out there and maybe get some stage points.
He's currently sporting the 2014 Ryan Newman Caterpillar paint scheme.
With just fuel only.
All right, yeah, we it's a mystery to us, folks. We just announce what we see and see what we announce. So the fun part about iRacing is some guys have real life spotters and help them make decisions in the pits. Others most drivers, they've got electronic pit crew, crew chiefs, and they make their own decisions or within their team as to what to do. So we just get to commentate on what happens and what we see.
Yeah, you just give me the steering wheel and pedals, I'll go out there and race. All that extra data, all that does is make me think harder. That takes away from me driving the car. So, it's got to help a lot having a spotter to make those calls for you and those decisions. But, we'll see if their spotters know what they're doing then.
So we are watching Corey Bunch has worked his way around Ty Bostic. Both those drivers unlapped themselves, and they now find themselves sitting in. Well, Corey's sitting in 5th, just a little bit behind Michael Whitley, who has taken over the lead.
I'm trying to look and see when Michael Whitley last pit, or what lap he had pit on.
He pitted last on lap 10, fuel only.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but now we're 8 laps away from a stage break. He's got, 14 seconds ahead of Corey Bunch. He may have enough fuel to make it. It's going to be close. But his lap times, he's about 1.5 seconds slower. So, that kind of plays into his hand. He could stay out here, not get run over, and then come in during the stage break if he's got enough fuel and win the stage.
I just don't know how he's going to make it there, to be honest with you.
They pitted last on lap 10. We'll see. We have had a couple of cautions, so that has saved him some fuel. I think he's just dog paddling at this point.
Yeah, he's definitely saving. You see these guys going around so much quicker.
Let's jump in the cockpit of the number 94 with Michael Whitley. Let's see if he's saving a little bit of fuel.
Oh yeah. He's letting off early. He's
coasting.
Doesn't seem to be killing the engine or anything or using his clutch, but he's definitely taking it easy.
Look at that sun right in the driver's eyes.
Yeah, that can be a big pain. I'm sure most of these guys are ready for it to turn nighttime, get the lights out, because that sun is one of the most aggravating things in iRacing.
All right, so we're at lap 57. We're going to go caution with a stage break at 61. We're thinking that we're watching the strategy of Michael Whitley here as he is barely ahead.
Over the radio.
Yeah, he's got to come in, I think, because Corey Bunch has caught him.
Jordan and a bunch of the other guys are encouraging him to keep saving, to keep going.
Are they?
Mike seems he might be a little worried about running out of fuel here, so we'll cheer him on here too. Good luck, Mike. Mike, if you can hear me, kill your engine, buddy, and clutch it in the turns. You got this.
He's definitely trying to save for sure. With just 3 laps to go. He's got about a 4-second gap between himself and Corey Bunch. 6 seconds over Jordan Booth. But that last lap was about 2 seconds slower.
And what do you know, just before that last caution, we talked about Jordan starting, pretty much last. Dan was already out of the race at that point. So Jordan's already, came from the back and is in 3rd place now, 3 seconds behind Corey as we see.
Oh, he's
Mike
coming in. Oh, no. With just 2 laps. He tried. Nice try, Michael Whitley, to try and make it all the way around.
Now the question is, do you take, set of rights? Oh, he's out. I think he's just coasting at this point, it looks like.
We'll jump in, see what's happening. Nope,
I'm wrong.
He's good, he's good.
Oh.
Overshot his pit a little bit.
Done that before.
Definitely fuel. He took fuel only.
Okay, just enough to get out. Yeah. Hoping he was. Hopefully, yep. He's gonna go a lap down though. Good try though, Mike. That was made the end of that stage interesting. That's for sure.
All right, end of this lap. We'll go under caution here for our stage break. Consensus is on YouTube. Rest in peace. All right, Corey Bunch takes over the lead on the last lap before we go to our stage break here at lap 61. And there it is, flag flies, your winner of the stage, Corey Bunch, and second, Ty Bostic. Jacob Musso, Brendan Hayes, Jordan Booth, Vernon Broadbeck, Corey Ennis, Tyler Lem, Mike Wheel, and Eric Jeffers all get stage points.
Wow. Great job to Ty for pitting as early as he did and hanging on to second there.
Yep. All right, 63 laps in the books here. Just really one caution for one incident in the first 63 laps. That's great driving here. This is as we said earlier, a super tough track to pull off here. All right, we're going to take this opportunity for a quick commercial break. We will be right back.
Our mission at Coastal Financial is to provide comprehensive financial planning solutions tailored to each individual's unique needs and goals, with the aim of empowering our clients to make informed financial decisions and achieve their financial potential. Our focus is providing the highest level of service to our clients, including successful business owners, professionals, and non-profit organizations. Our commitment is to helping you improve your financial position, reach your financial goals, and safeguard your family and business. Our goal is to provide you with the resources and guidance necessary to accomplish these objectives. Our process utilizes a thorough and exclusive financial analysis, efficient implementation of recommendations, and continual reevaluation of fluctuating dynamics. You can find us at coastalfinancial.com or on Facebook at Coastal Financial.
All right, welcome back. We're under caution here for our stage break here at lap 61 of the Cookout Southern 250 here with the iNRS Racing Series. This, again, to remind you, is the last race before the playoffs. And right now you've got Corey Bunch out in front. Number of drivers now making their way down onto pit road as we kind of get reorganized here. Good opportunity. We saw lots of strategies tonight, Chris, over the last 63, 64 laps. We saw drivers come down and take 2 tires, no tires, 4 tires. And, I'm just watching Corey Bunch in the 77. He just played it great. He came down, exactly around lap 35, halfway in the middle of the stage. He did a full fuel and 4-tire stop, and that was exactly what he needed.
Yeah, he's got the pace to where it seems like he doesn't have to worry about those things either, strategy too much. I feel like he's going to be hard to beat regardless, I will say I'm pretty interested in watching, seeing if we get a really long green flag run. I really like Jacob Musso's line. He seems to be really arcing it out of 2 and, not running the top as much in 3 and 4. I really think if we get a long distance run here, I'm really interested to see what he can do, if he can go up there and give Corey a run for his money. You never count Ty out either. From what I've seen in this league, Jordan's a top contender, Brendan. All the guys I figured would be up front are up here, so it's pretty interesting to watch and see how this race is unfolding.
So the lights are off on top of our pace car, which means that the field is forming back up to go back to green flag racing. In fact, what we can do is kind of watch Corey Bunch is having a little bit of fun with the pace car, and we can go on board with Jacob Musso in the 25, and we'll still watch the restart from inside his car.
This should be fun.
Yep. Rest of the field is doing their best to catch up. They are off of pit road and catching up with the rest of the field on the backstretch. Jacob Musso is running that 2010 Ryan Newman Tornadoes paint scheme. There's a lot of Ryan Newman paint schemes tonight. A lot of Mark Barton paint schemes tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting. All these guys pick really fast throwbacks.
Riding on board the 25 of Jacob Musso here.
We just have to let off here.
A little loose here.
You see Vernon in his mirror driving a little bit harder. I really like Jacob's approach to easy in, hard off. That's always helped me here at Darlington. But yeah, just watch how he gets to the top here, and he gets down and arcs it early. Even, he's a smart driver. Even with the dirty air in front of him, he's leaving room to, just on that back left side of Kai's, just to have enough air. And then he's running the perfect bottom line right there. That's going to save him tires so much in the long run. He's really good on exit the throttle, just super smooth into it. He's not treating the throttle like a light bulb switch. We got a caution.
Oh, caution. Looks like Vince Burns.
See where this is at.
Let's check up with the 55 of Vince Burns. See if we can figure out what happened to Vince. Make contact with the 43.
Oh, never released.
More contact, and then all the way around. A little bit of contact with that inside safer barrier. Not terrible right across the start-finish line.
Yeah, it's so easy to run up into the guys on your outside here in the turn, and it's unforgiving when it happens. It doesn't take much to turn you sideways here.
Nope. Well, here we are back under caution on lap 70. We were just under caution for a stage break, but a minor spin and contact with the 55 of Vince Burns. Again, I want to thank Matthew Persini for sponsoring tonight's Cookout Southern 250 here on the iNRS Racing Series. Also, a number of drivers are making their way down to pit road. Garrett Walden, Jordan Wenzel, Matt Persini, and Vince Burns. So
I'd like
far,
to add that
go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw, while that caution was happening, we see that Jordan's made it to the front here. I knew him and Corey were going to most likely be two of the guys going at it for the win here, and it's pretty awesome of him to already be up front, within 70 laps, starting in the back. So, let's see how Corey handles it on this next restart. Corey's dominated the race so far, it seems, so let's see what he can do with Jordan being up front here.
Yeah, I'm going back to see where that pass actually took place.
Looks like going into one on lap 68.
Let's see if we can bring that back up here. Yep, right there. Let's back that up a little bit here. He definitely was kind of stalking him a bit. Let's do that from inside and let's watch it live. This is inside the 41, right along with Jordan Booth.
Downshifts early, slows that car down a little bit. It's hugging that white line, that white dotted line, and
there is not a lot of room there.
No, there isn't. It says a lot about these two guys and their skill, racing each other. Corey didn't race him too hard. He gave it to him. We see Jordan got a little loose coming off the exit there. But
well, I think one of the things you know about these guys, and you'll see that they know that they can, they don't need to battle here on lap 70 for the win. If you're going to make the run, fine, go by. We'll work it out. Race me clean and live to fight another day.
Yeah.
All right, this puts the 41 in control of this restart. The 77 of Corey Bunch will be to his inside. You got Jacob Musso and Ty Bostic in row 2, and Brendan Hayes and Burton Broadback sitting in row 3. We'll do a little bit better job, and we'll ride along with Ty Bostic on this restart. As they get into turn 4, we'll turn it over. This is, it's always fascinating to me, being able to try and anticipate the start. You've got the here they got the 41 to the outside.
Here we go.
Inside the 22 of Ty Bostic here, settles into 4th place. Now Ty
see those lights.
He is downshifting.
Should see these lights coming on here too.
Yep.
They're not already on. I believe they are.
They are on. Yep, they're warming up. Yep, so Ty is downshifting into 3. Well, into turn 3, dropping down to 4th gear. And then back up just past the start-finish line.
I'm interested to see if they'll keep doing that. The track temp is dropping. With that happening, there'll be more grip, there'll be more speed. I wonder if some of these guys are going to keep it in 5th. So you see the 40 almost tags Ty there. That was really close on Brendan's part.
Yeah,
Brendan,
track temperature has dropped to 91, so it's not much more, about 6 degrees off the air temp.
Yeah, and I assume it'll keep dropping. So, I wonder if these guys will, keep downshifting there. From my personal experience, I feel like you can save tires a lot better if you're not downshifting. And now that this track is gonna get cooled off and have more grip, I feel like the key probably to saving some tires will be to stay in 5th gear. But we'll see. See what these guys do.
Let's go on board with the 40 of Brendan Hayes and see if he's using that same strategy or he's just staying in 5th. Nope, he's downshifting as well, 4th gear.
4.
Oh, contact.
Oh, wow.
Good for the 22. He did not, that tap did not upset the 22, but it certainly made the 40 a little sketchy for sure.
See, that's the thing, Brendan knows he's fast. He knows he can move forward, but at the same time, you got to stop and realize, hey, I can't, run the guys over in front of me. So you kind of just got to let them come to you. Ty's also fast, and then you got Jacob, Corey, and Jordan in front of him. So that's one thing that you can do to kill your tires. You got to be patient and just wait for them to come to you, because the more you get the car loose and start putting the car in positions it doesn't want to be in, the quicker it'll eat those tires up. So we got a caution on the track somewhere.
Tony Japs.
Looks like Tony, yeah.
Let's see if we can see just what happened to Tony here. Oh, contact with the 94 of Michael Whitley. There's some definite damage, I think, on the 94. Saw some body parts flying.
Well, Tony was having trouble the previous turns in 3 and 4, I see. Yeah, I don't think Whitley was expecting him to check up so much there, but
So I think the 42 will live to survive it. He's got some right front damage there. Unfortunately, I believe Michael Whitley got the worst of it.
Oof. you see that right front tire there.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it looks pretty messed up.
Yeah, it was like he may have broken a toe link.
Yeah, it looks like that thing is
Yeah, pointing in the wrong
steered
direction.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
so
a
the
shame.
42 is headed in for some repairs. See if he can make some repairs to that car and get back on the track.
I wonder if that toe link was broken before that accident happened, because in 3 and 4, in the previous lap, he was bouncing all over the place, hitting the wall. He might have already had problems, and that's why he was, slowing down there and got run over. But yeah, see, it looks like Michael did his best he could to get down and avoid him there. But accidents happen.
Yep, absolutely. All right, lap 82 in the books. We're just um, almost to the point of about 100 laps left in this contest here. Right now, Jordan Booth is your leader. Corey Bunch is in second. Jacob Musso is in third. Ty Bostic in fourth. And Brendan Hayes sits in fifth. We thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Racing Series. We know that you've got choices for what you watch and what you stream, and we appreciate when you follow along. And you could like and follow along. We'll keep you up to date what happens here this series and on our Wednesday night series with the Tech for Troops Cup Series. If you watch the Wednesday night series, you may realize that the gentleman in the booth tonight with me is Chris Worrell, and Chris races in that series and has done pretty well for himself.
Yeah, I will say one thing, Rick. It's a lot easier driving that car than being here in this booth. It's pretty nerve-wracking being in here and seeing all this information and wanting to call everything out right. Having to learn to just sit back and enjoy the race, which so far it's been really good. It's a lot less stressful than being in the car, especially at Darlington, but or so I thought. But I'm beginning to learn now that this is going to be a lot harder than what I thought it would be.
Well, it's with practice, with time, it'll come. It'll just happen. So. All right, lights are off on top of our pace car, which means we'll be going back to green flag racing. Jordan Booth is your control car. In this league, the lead driver has lane choice, and so he has chosen that outside line. We've seen that pretty consistently tonight. Got the second place of Corey Bunch up underneath, and we're kind of starting off kind of like we started off in the last restart. Got Ty Bostic and Jacob Musso in that second row, so we'll see how they respond. As I was saying to earlier, it's always interesting to watch the driver's reaction time and how you stay up, because really you have no idea when that car enters. When he enters the Geico restart zone, but he can go at any time. As we're seeing now, and we are underway, and you see the 41 of Jordan Booth lead
Great jump.
Yeah, great jump. They're still too wide behind him, but he and the 77 of Corey Bunch have made their way out in front. Jacob Musso finds himself in third. And then fourth is up for grabs between Brendan Hayes and Ty Bostic. They are battling back there. Oh, and spinning. 40 goes sideways. Oh. There was contact with the 22.
Oh, and they're still wrecking into one.
Yep. Let's go back and see what happened there. So we know they're side by side, even behind. Vernon Broadback tags the wall. Wait, let's go back. That's kind of odd.
Oh.
So it's like the
Sure
40 just kind of comes up, and Ty's trying to avoid him. If you watch the, yep, there was no place to go. So maybe a little bit of net code happened in there, and unfortunately, a little bit of contact between the 40 and the 22. All right, we are now back under caution here, lap 87. A lot of drivers now taking this opportunity to come down onto pit road. See 22 making his turn. There's probably maybe a little bit of a discussion going on between the 40 and the 22. We'll see how that all plays out. I'm sure neither is happy with the other.
Yeah, you always hate wrecks where there's a little bit of net code because, you know, could he have stopped? You know, would it have changed anything if there wasn't? You know, those guys looked like they were going to come together regardless, but having, you know, just that little foot of net code right there still doesn't help. And sadly, it's hurt two good cars tonight because of it.
Looks like Ty is sitting in the pits for a little bit, trying to get some repairs made before he comes back out. That's the interesting thing here, is that you can, the iRacing ferries will help to repair your car. You sit there and wait in the pits. They can only do so much, but you should be okay.
Well, I see that our top four ball pit on lap 63. That was their last pit stop, and Vince Burns pitting on lap 70. So, 7-lap fresher tires than the four guys in front of him. But I don't see how you don't stop and take tires right there. Getting close to 90 laps into the race. With the amount of tires you have at this point, I would start using some up.
And you consider the fact
Yeah.
that the guys who are 10th on back, they took, that was a full fuel for a full set of tires. They're gonna track you down.
Absolutely. I really hate that because I was really pulling for Jacob Musa here. I really liked his smoothness in the line he was running and the pace he was running. And now, unless we get another caution here soon, the next 15, 20 laps, it might hurt him. It might bite him. It's going to be hard to stay in front of all these guys with fresh tires here. Thankfully, he's got 3 or 4 other cars behind him that will help hold him up for a little bit.
All right, we are basically under the lights here at Darlington. We've transitioned from a day race to a night race.
Also seeing now Jordan Booth with the fastest lap, 29.242. That's 0.3 faster than what we saw earlier at the beginning of the race. So this track, it's getting faster the cooler it gets. So
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys and what their plan is for the rest of this race. There's no more stages, I believe, right? We're going green the rest of the way.
That's correct, yep.
Yeah, okay. So this should be pretty interesting with those that stayed out.
We're coming up to the halfway point here. Just a lap or two once you go back to green. Jacob Musso will be your control car. Eric Jeffers to the inside in that Pennzoil paint scheme. That's a yellow submarine. And green flag waves here as we get back underway here at the Cookout Southern 250 in the iNRS Racing Series. Oh, good back. Oh,
Ooh,
contact
wow,
right there
already.
between the 30 and the 10. That's Vernon
the
Broadback
10
and Alex
with a
Murphy.
hard shot to Vince Burns there. The 30 car that Ryan Newman threw back.
I don't think Vernon has a problem at all putting a bumper to somebody.
Vernon got pretty close to that 12 car too. Eric Jeffers. Definitely racing hard out there.
Just looking at the 10, he's got a little bit of nose damage as well. Jacob Musos continues to lead. Brendan Hayes may have had an issue. Let's see. Trying to find Brendan Hayes. He's now in the pits.
Yeah, he's in the pit. Let's try to go back and see what happened to him. Oh wow, he looks like he spun lap 91 coming out of turn 2, hit the infield wall, and had to tow it.
Big damage to that number 40. All right, so Brendan Hayes is in the pits as well as Scott Thomas. Lap 94 is in the books. And Jacob Musso continues to lead over the 12 of Eric Jeffers, Vernon Broadback in third, Alex Murphy in fourth, and Vince Burns sits in fifth. That is a battle happening right there, though.
Ooh. Oh wow! You know, I was just getting ready to say something good about Jordan there. You know, it's I really like the pace he's putting down. He's not trying to rush getting to the front, even though he's got a lot fresher tires. He's taking his time trying to pass here. But as you can see, that dirty air from Vince there put him in the wall earlier. Ooh, as we got 30 car getting the wall right in front of Jordan. I wonder how we'll see Jordan get around this safely.
Yeah, a lot going on. He worked his way around the 55 just by may applying a little bit of pressure. There's a car stopped on that low side. I don't know who that was. Caution has not come out, though. And Jordan's working trying to pick off these drivers. Corey Bunch is back there in 13th. I'm sure he's working his way back up as well.
It's funny to see the track's getting faster. There's a lot more grip in there, so just seeing a lot more guys hit the wall over driving it now. You know, they've been used to taking it easy, and all of a sudden it's like you're taking a blindfold off, and you can see you're just ready to. Oh, as we see Jordan making the pass on the.
It's the 30 of Alex Murphy. Yep. Works his way around.
Completes the pass.
And now he's a little loose there, Jordan.
You say that.
See Vernon try to in the 10 try to get around the 12 of Jeffers, but just a huge run.
Absolutely. Went to look back at Corey Bunch here, and I'm seeing Ron having some trouble getting in the wall. He was able to keep it going straight, though. I'm watching Corey trying to maneuver his way around these lap cars as he's in 12th right now.
Back up front, the 41 trying to work its way around the 10. Big run by the 41.
Wow. They touch a slight bit going into one. All right, he's got 2 more cars to pick off, and then he's steady sails in front of him. As it looks like he'll go for this pass for second place here in the 3.
That's a shining example of the difference between tires on lap 87 versus tires on lap 63.
Absolutely. And I really like that Jordan's, just because he's got fresh tires, he's not, ripping the rubbers off of them to get up front. You can tell this guy knows what he's doing. He's pacing himself. So right now, I say he's going to be hard to beat. Especially with Ty getting in that incident earlier, having damages. It should be smooth sailing for him up front.
Well, with 82 laps to go here in this Cookout Southern 250, Jacob Musso continues to lead, but he's got the 41 of Jordan Booth knocking on that door. And as we said earlier, the 25 of Jacob Musso pitted last on lap 63, and Jordan Booth behind him has got fresh tires and a need to get out in front.
Will he make his move? Looks like he will.
That was a
Jordan.
that was pretty
He's
slick.
not wasting any time.
Nope, just drove by the 25 of Jacob Musso.
Right now, I'm curious to see how what type of laps he'll run. His previous lap of 29.546. I'm curious to see.
He's only
he'll
a
keep
couple.
that up, or
He's only a couple tenths off his best lap. Let's look back at Corey Bunch. He's sitting back here in 10th, but he's got a gaggle of cars to try and work around. And he's trying to stay out of trouble because there's lots going on between the 43 right there and the 81.
ooh. As we see Jordan just crush the wall right there. Check up all these guys in front of Corey. Corey's going to have thankfully Matt's going to give him a bump from behind instead of go for the pass there. Yeah, if Corey wants to get up and have anything for the 41, he's going to have to go ahead and get by these guys. You can't let them hold you back for too long. We know Corey's fast enough to do it. We're just as he's still stacking up in front of him here. Take him 3 wide, Corey. Do it.
Right? Just on the bumper of the 30. Oh, he's up high in the wall and right in the wall. I think that's just a challenge that you face when you're trapped back here, trying to work your way through lots of traffic. It's just hard.
It is. It really is. You got to really time those passes right. And then on top of it, you can't help it when somebody's hitting the wall in front of you, and next thing you know, you're slowing down for someone else. And because of it, you're getting passed by the guy behind you. So it's it's a back and forth, for sure. As I see Alex Forgay trying to make the pass.
You saw the 30 of Alex Murphy kind of wink in and wink out. You may hear us refer to that just as blinking. That's basically a bad network connection. Unfortunately, this is a simulation, and we're kind of all at the mercy of the internet.
Exactly. Some of us are forced to subscribe to Spectrum Internet, and some of us are able to get Verizon Fios. And to me, that 30 car might be running on Spectrum.
Well, we're hoping for good things with Spectrum because that's what our broadcast truck is on right now. So,
well, I take that back. I apologize, Spectrum. Oh man, everyone's just crushing the wall around.
Yep, that's super tight Alex. Right there. A lot of traffic.
99's moving forward too.
That's Tyler Lem right there. I don't know how they're surviving this. Yeah, there's just a lot of contact amongst these drivers.
Ooh.
Oh, right there. Oh, that sense. He saved it.
Oh,
the 77 saved that. We have got to go back and look at that.
That just saved his race right there, because that contact would have taken out more cars or him him saving it from hitting the inside wall right there was pretty awesome.
Back a little bit farther, maybe.
Yeah, it's there we are right there. Ooh, from Ty's view.
Oh no, well he actually
Sheesh.
he did hit the wall.
It doesn't look like by much. It's
No.
just maybe scrape some paint off of it. Yeah, that's the view you want to see right there. Let's see him throw that wheel around. Keep him getting totaled right here. Yeah, that one car just comes down. Beautiful. That's give it some gas. Keep that keep those rear tires moving, and it kept his race going. Good for you, Corey.
I don't think it stopped though. He's probably chewed up some spots on those tires at this point.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If anything, if he's like me, that probably just lit a fire under him, and now he's driving with a purpose. We see, good gracious, that
was a 67
the wall, and we got a slow car on.
That's 67 coming in. Yep.
I mean, so many things happen. As I was saying, I feel like you get a great save like that, as Corey did. He's driving with a purpose. He's really moving right now, catching those guys.
Well, but
that he was one behind.
Yeah, that's the challenge, though, right? Now you're going to go back into the thick of things, right back. Oh, he had to get out of the throttle there because that Mountain Dew car just like slowed up completely.
Yeah.
Man, if you're Corey, you're just saying, I need to get as far away. Nothing about these drivers is good for me. The karma is bad. I need to get out of this place. And it's nothing to do about the drivers, amongst their own right. They're out there battling for those positions. Just wind up being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Bad juju.
Exactly. Yep.
That's the 96 of Mike Wheel right there in front of the 77. Going to get around.
Well, Mike's going to give him the outside lane.
That's good
sportsmanship.
Yeah. Got Eric Jeffers and Jacob Musso on pit road. And, with those guys who pitted last on lap 67, that kind of makes sense. It's their time to come in. The next person I'm expecting to see to come in, who I haven't, is Alex Murphy. He pitted last on lap 67. He should be due, 63, so he's due. Also, Jordan Booth now find himself on pit road.
Oh, wow. I figured Jordan would have been able to go a lot longer. Did something happen?
Well, maybe he's, I'm looking at the laps. Maybe he's just trying to figure out how he can split it. Not sure. But it's surprising because he was pitting last on lap 87. So if he pits now on lap 118, if you figure 40 and 40, that's, he could do with one more stop. That was a 4-tire change and a fuel stop for, was your leader, the 41 of Jordan Booth.
Now he's just got to hope we don't see any accidents here. Make up all the ground he's lost pitting right now. If that happens,
he just reappeared right.
Wow, right in front of everybody.
Yep. Also, you see Alex Forget Ruby, who is also your leader, now on pit road as well. Alex pitted around the same time, so I think we're seeing a strategy here, Chris.
Yeah, we are. I was curious to see if they could have made it another 10 laps or so. If they were going to try to make it on one more stop.
I will tell you though, with all the way that the stops are coming in now, Corey Bunch finds himself in second place. And Ty Bostic shows as your leader.
Well, I'm interested to see what these guys can do. I know one thing: Ty can save that fuel, and we can stretch the fuel out. I'm interested to see if Ty can go another 10 laps, because if he can, he might just try to make it on one more stop. I mean, what do you say? We can get around 40 to 48 laps of fuel? What?
I think my math said 48 laps or so of fuel.
48. I jumped in the car and it said it was around 40 laps, but I could have been wrong. That was just a test drive session that I was in. So I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna go with your math, and if your math is right, Tyler, if Ty could stretch out those extra laps, he might try to go for one more stop, but we'll see what happens.
Well, Michael Whitley joins us here in the booth. Michael, fortunate incident for yourself there.
Man, I tell you, it's been an unfortunate month and a half here.
Yep. Not the way you want to see tonight's race end for you, and that car was really digging the paint scheme.
Yeah, man, it was good. That's one I had worked on a while. Something not seen often or not seen ever. Car Brad ran twice back in 2007 in the Truck Series. So, but it was fun. Yeah, I was having fun out there. Gambled there in the first stage, but
Just watch Ty Bostic. He's out in front, but he just kind of tagged the safer barrier here. He's got Corey Bunch on his tail, and Jordan Booth is showing in third, but he's 28 seconds behind. These guys are the only cars out there who have, well, Ty Bostic and Corey Bunch have not pitted at this yet. We're sitting up here kind of gambling. Is it possible? Probably not, but thinking how long they can stretch it out before they go in.
Yeah, having stretched out there in that first stage, I got it to 50, I think right at 50 laps was when she ran out. But that was major stretch, and that was letting off.
Yeah.
It's possible. In practice, we were getting kind of in that 42, 44-ish area. But speeds have picked up. I mean, that track has gotten fast since it cooled down.
Yeah, I mean, our math, even if you go, he pitted last on lap 88. Of course, there was a caution or two that came out to save himself a little bit of fuel, but 40 laps on top of that's at 128, so maybe 120, maybe 130 possibly here, but we'll see just where he winds up. The challenge I think he faces is that right now the folks who have already gone in, they're running him down, and he's going to find himself at a unique disadvantage. But you know what? Corey Bunch is doing it the same way, so I don't know. These guys must know better than I do as to when to come in.
Yeah, no, definitely. Corey's got nothing to lose tonight. Corey, it's a 5 playoff points would be great, but at the end of the night, there's nothing Corey can lose. He can pass Wenzel for second. He got 10 points there at the stage. Wenzel got 0, so he's sitting good there because I believe he was 15 and behind coming in. So that's good there. Wenzel's having some pedal issues himself. But Ty's really one that this gamble could possibly hurt him if somebody like a Vince Burns or a Matt Robinson were to sneak one out.
Yeah, I think right now he's got a little bit of trouble because he is so far off the pace. You got a lot of guys going 2 wide, potentially 3 wide here that could make things a challenge. Because sometimes you're, as you well know, you're a victim of circumstance.
Oh no, 100%. Once you make that bed, you've kind of made it. And I think he took a gamble here to maybe get a caution, and unfortunately, he's going to be at a major disadvantage. I imagine he's probably going to cycle somewhere out in 12th if he has a flawless stop.
Well, that being said, we still need one more stop to get in. Somewhere in the let's look at it. These guys pit around lap 115 or so, 117. So, somewhere in the 156, 160. They'll need one more stop to make it to the end.
Yeah, no, definitely. You might see some guys even start coming down about 142, 144, somewhere around in there. Try
Short
to split
pitting.
the stage up, short pit it, and try to get that traction up.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If Ty can get to about 132, 133 before he pits, he can make it on one more stop. The way he, is running, especially after you telling us he can get around 50 laps at most there, Mike. So, I've seen Ty do it before. He beat me last year in IWM doing the same thing. So if there's anyone that can save the fuel, I know it's Ty. So it's interesting to see. But like you said, the track's getting faster. We're going to see a lot quicker lap times. I wonder if these guys will pick up the pace and catch them from the one stop. We'll see what's fast.
Right now, track temperatures dropped to 91. Air temperature dropped to 83. So track's cooled off about 20 degrees since we started here. Ties, this is lap 132.
I am very impressed right now with how far he has stretched this and the pace that he has been able to keep to stretch it.
Yeah, that last time by was a 30.98, so not a terrible time.
There goes Corey.
So,
Corey's pitting.
Let's see some of the faster laps being put down right now.
Pretty good laps actually being turned in.
2019. So maybe close to a second fall off right now. Is that going to be enough though to catch Ty with his one-stop strategy? It takes a long time to get in and out of pit road here at Darlington. You can go a lap down.
Here he comes right here. Let's see if he can get a flawless stop in here.
Yep, it's about a 52-second stop by the time you get in and get out here on pit road. Okay, you got
Good job getting on.
Yeah, that's half the battle.
Extremely good. And Booth is just past him on track.
This wide shot, you'll be able to watch those other cars that are coming around.
Well, now we just need to see it go green the rest of the way. I think we'll have a pretty interesting finish here.
That's going to be the key. Is if he can stretch 48 laps out of this, he might have just been the smartest person in this room.
Oh, I'm telling you, I have no doubt about him being able to. It's just I hope to see him get the chance to see if that wins him the race.
Yeah, not a bad stop. Ty Bostic did that in a 14.58. Overall time on pit road shows as a 51.45. Looking back through the field, that was better than Jordan Booth's last time. He was Jordan Booth's pit stop was a 15.3. So really good stop by Bostic. That's exactly what he needed. Now we'll see how it all plays out. He winds up coming out first car lap down. But he's playing the long game.
Yeah, he did 45 on that stint there. Gonna need to pull about 3 more laps out though. But he did come out in front of Corey.
He did. Now the other thing is to consider here: if there's any caution now that happens between now and the end of the race, especially if it happens in, he'll get his lap back. Number one. And number two, he doesn't have to go back in.
Yes, and that's the thing. If I'm him, especially if we can get a caution within the next 10 laps, if I'm him, not even thinking about going in.
Yep.
What's going to be the interesting call, though, is if we do get a caution and it's late in that run and he's got 35 laps on those tires.
Yep. Then he's got no choice. Then he's got to come in. His strategy's gone out the window. But but if we just follow along with what he's got, if he just from this point forward, if his goal is to save fuel, then that's the way to go.
Yeah, most definitely.
So the 77 a little loose, but that's easy to do here with fresh tires on this track. All right, we thank you all for tuning in to the IW Broadcast Network of tonight's iNRS Racing Series. Here's the Cookout Southern 250 here in Darlington. This is the last race of the regular season. Then we move into the playoffs. A lot of drivers found themselves either right at the cut line or right below it, looking to try and work their way in. And we're watching the 22 of Ty Bostic. He is at the cut line. A good finish here with some good stage points would be everything Ty needs to make sure he stays in the playoffs. Appreciate those who have tuned in or are going to watch this later on replay. We have the pleasure of Chris Worrell joining me here in the booth, and Michael Whitley, who unfortunately retired a bit earlier than expected tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun in here, Rick. Thank you for letting me join.
You're welcome.
It's been interesting to be up in the booth and trying to keep up with everything. Got a lot more respect for you now after trying this. But it is pretty cool sitting back and watching the race. And, like, you know, when you're running, you're racing, you don't realize, you know, just how many other people are running different strategies. And it's pretty cool to just sit back and watch a race, you know, instead of being in one. So
that's the
you know, right now I'm pulling for my buddy Ty. I'm hoping he can we can get no cautions. I really believe him. I think he's going to be the one to beat right now if we stay green.
Well, we're doing our best to kind of figure out the strategy. We have no insight. It's our best guess, our best prognostication to try and figure out just what's happening out there, what these drivers are thinking based on what we see with the data, what we see that you're watching, and then what we see from our information and telemetry from the cars. But what we do show is that Jordan Booth is out in front. He's got about a 7-second lead over the second place car of Jacob Musso, but not too far behind Alex Farget-Berube, Vernon Broadbeck, Eric Jeffers, Alex Murphy, and Tyra Lem. Jordan Wenzel sits in 8th, Matthew Robinson in 9th, and Austin Walton is in 10th. But as you've heard us say, we're lap 145 of lap 184, less than 40 laps to go. And everybody, possibly with the exception of Ty Bostic, needs to pit. Ty Bostic and Corey Bunch both pitted late, around lap 133 for Corey Bunch, 134 for Ty Bostic. So if this does stay green, we expect to see the 22 of Bostic have a significant lead over everybody else if they all have to come in. And him at that point find himself into fuel saving mode on an extreme level, kind of what we saw earlier with you, Michael.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Just pedaling around.
It was the play that I had to do. I saw Jordan go down. I was like, all right, well, he knows something, I know something, and I was through. I want to say I was probably about 5 laps too slow of going to 5th gear and riding 5th gear around. I ended up being at the end. If I had stretched it, I'd have ran out right at the line, and then I'd have been screwed. But I just talked to Corey here. He is 1.9 gallons short, so he is about 6 laps short. Maybe, yeah, about 6 laps. Burned about 0.42 a lap.
So you see the Corey Bunch and Ty Bostic having caught the 41 and working their way around to unlap themselves here. Now, if you're Ty Bostic, you're just going to save fuel and ride around. I'd be finding something to tuck up underneath a while and just enjoy that for as long as I could.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I just don't know if that's 4 laps are going to be enough to do it. I don't know if he's going to be able to save enough and keep pace. Man.
Well, as we sit here and commentate, we're always searching for a story. Right now, that's what we've got.
Yes, no, 100%. And
Yeah.
it's great. This is what we needed. Another thing, caution comes out, sitting there P9, Matt Robinson, he's out of the playoffs right now. P10, Austin Walton out of the playoffs. P11, Ron Fitting out of the playoffs. So there's 3 people there that could pull a strategy, and Matt Robinson has proved earlier in the year how fast of a driver he is.
Yeah, he's tucked in tight behind that Levi Garrett 81 of Jordan Wenzel. Vernon Broadback and Eric Jeffers now both on pit road.
Yep, that will be their final stop, barring a caution.
I think we'll see more drivers take this opportunity to split the stage. Split the run. Jordan Booth on pit road.
Jacob Musso on pit road.
And Matt Robinson as we sit here talking. So this puts you just around 30 laps. That's plenty of fuel to make it if there is a green-white checker at the end.
I'll tell you one thing I'm seeing right now is Corey Bunch has slowed down a lot. He seems to have dropped his pace. Like Mike's saying, he might be trying to go into, saving a little bit harder than what he was. But, I see Ty Botts drive by him like he's not having any care in the world. So maybe Ty knows something we don't. I know Ty's always done excellent in his fuel saving races. So I know Corey's fast too. He's already had one crazy save tonight. So.
Oh yeah, he has.
I'm pretty sure we'll see something more exciting out of him being make it to the end here.
So riding on board with Corey Bunch, just kind of getting a feel for how he's attacking this.
So that last lap, Corey was a 30.936, and Ty was a 30.313. So Corey's been backed it off over a half a second a lap now.
Yep. I think he thinks there's a way to do it. I really do.
Well, if there's anybody that's going to try, it's going to be my teammate. I can tell you that right now.
All right, jumping up inside with Ty Bostic. Let's see just how. Ty earlier was shifting in and out. I think he's. Let's see if he's decided to stick in 5th gear. Oh yeah, look at that.
There he is. He's saving. Yep.
He cut the car off.
Go get him, Ty. You got this, man. I hate to be biased in the booth here, but
well, it's just
a good buddy of mine.
It's just a good story,
Yeah. Home track.
I think
and Ty picked up 9 points there at the stage. That's helping him right here with this decision, because even if he goes out here and completely whiffs this call and he finishes back of the field, he's still going to advance on in, barring a new winner.
Correct. Yep. Tony Jabs, Joseph Musso, Eddie Musso, and Martin Giroux in and out of pit road. So those cars who still have not come in at this point: Jordan Wenzel, Austin Walton, Garrett Walden, Ty Bostic, Corey Bunch. Everybody else pitted. Well, I'll take that back. One more. Mike Wheel has not come in. Everybody else pitted around lap 150, 155, somewhere in this window. And now Jordan Wenzel and Austin Walton are on pit road. So with Garrett Walden, the last car who is out there, who pitted last in lap 122. He's due in any time. That puts Ty Bostic and Corey Bunch. Let's bring up our tower right there. But the big but here is 26 laps to go. Everybody else behind him, Jordan Booth included, has got 4 fresh tires and enough to continue and make this stage up. I think with them pitting on lap 150 and the gap being as tight as it is, I'm not sure it's going to be a successful strategy to stay out. It just hasn't mattered.
No, but gotta swing and a miss. Like I said, it's tough. It's gonna be tough for Ty, especially being up front all night. But at the end of the night, he put himself in a situation to where he could have possibly pulled this out. One caution flying the right way, and we're not even discussing if they can make it. We're discussing if anybody's gonna be able to unlap themselves.
But at this point, do you think the strategy would be, okay, enough's enough, I did my best, let's go inside, let's top off fuel and tires and get back out there?
I think right now, and knowing Corey and have racing with Corey for as long as I have, I think it's the bed's made. We're just going to ride it. We're going to see what happens, and we're just going to pit at the last second. Because you never know. With these races, somebody gets tight off of 2, touches the wall, spins out down the low. We got a caution. They're sitting pretty.
That's true, yep. Yep, if he works his way down, he winds up 3rd, 4th, or 5th or more, and a caution comes out, he'll be in good shape.
Yeah, no, definitely.
All right, just 23 laps to go left here in Darlington. We're watching a number of stories that are happening here on track. Ty Bostic is your leader. I pitted last on lap 134. Jordan Booth is in 2nd. Corey Bunch in 3rd. Again, Corey Bunch doing the exact same thing. These 2 drivers are hoping that fuel economy and a little bit of luck is what it takes to help them find themselves in the winner's circle here and to win themselves in. Now, Corey's already won in, but Ty finds himself at the cut line. So anything he could do to stay ahead is good for Ty.
Well, it seems like he's got 2nd place finished down if they go the whole way. I know Jordan's moving quick. It's going to be hard to stay in front of him, but
yeah, he is.
I do
super
feel
close.
I do feel like 2nd place should be a good enough finish for Ty to get him into the playoffs.
Yeah, I think he's already got himself in. I think he was definitely trying to win it. As we were saying earlier, Ty is he lives not far from this track in Rockingham, North Carolina, and this is kind of like one of those 2 tracks that are home tracks for him.
That's awesome. Like I said, I really would. I'd love for him to have gotten this and pulled this out. And I'm holding out hope that this strategy is going to work for him.
It really wouldn't be bad to have the 41 get in front and just leverage that. Take whatever fuel saving draft he can pull from that 41.
Well, I really feel that Ty's will make it regardless. I was just hoping that didn't realize Jordan would be so fast to get back up to the lead. With 18 laps to go, he's now the leader again. Wasn't expecting that. But at the same time, after doing the little research I have, I should have seen it coming. Jordan seems to be a very good driver, and he's always finds his way to the front at the end of the races. And just like the 3 other races I've watched, here he is, 1st place, 17 laps to go now.
Yeah, Jordan definitely is one of those drivers that finds himself at the front often. He's a very prolific driver here in this league and been a dominating force in a number of races.
Yeah, he's on a tear right now. I mean, he's been on a tear all year. A top 5 tonight, or a top 3 tonight, puts him at 13 of 26 races in the top 3.
Yeah, he's been a regular feature in the after race interviews for certain.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm gonna hate seeing. He announced a couple weeks ago to us on the podcast that he's going part-time next year. He's not running full-time, so it's a welcome relief and kind of a shame at the same time.
Yeah, he's been a good competitor to have. The funny thing is we've been involved with a number of leagues over the years, and very often those good drivers tend to help bring up other drivers. There's whether that's through just watching and learning, and I know a number of drivers do a lot of after race learning, going back in and watching how those successful drivers ran their race and helping them to school them, or just a lot of drivers, we've seen it in other leagues, they put on practice sessions and they are willing to share kind of the secret sauce.
Yeah, no, and I'll go ahead and take this time to give a little shout out to Jordan. He has a driving academy right now that he offers and he does for guys, the 40XLI Drivers Academy. He works with you. He sits down. He goes through, watches you run laps and corrects those laps and tries to help you out and try to help you with strategy. And it's a great thing. Us here at the 94 camp, we're actually going to run a 40 XLI Driving Academy car at Kansas here in a few weeks to promote it, get it out there. It's great things. So anybody listening, if you want to take yourself to that next level, reach out to Jordan Booth, man. He is a phenomenal driver and he's a phenomenal teacher. He comes off as a little arrogant in these races and stuff like that, but he's totally different in a one-on-one setting, and he can help you elevate you to that next level. He's done it with a few guys. Matt Parasini, until he had his issues tonight, was running with him, and there's been a few others in some lower series that have also reached out to him.
Yeah, we've seen a market improvement with Mike Wheel as well. He's I know he's had some help from Jordan. That certainly has shown on a number of races.
Yes, no, 100%. And I hate to do it being a painter myself, but Mike Wheel, he paints a lot of Jordan, basically all of Jordan Booth's cars, all of his cars, all of Brendan's cars. And it's good that we've got him in here painting. Myself as a painter, I paint my cars, Tony's and Corey's. So it's nice that I'm seeing Mike Wheel improve on top of putting out some unbelievable looking paint schemes.
All right, we've watched Ty Bostic make it around with just 10 laps to go. Let's not neglect our leader, because Jordan Booth is out in front. He's got a near 10-second gap over Ty Bostic, but we know why. Ty is out there trying to save a little fuel. Let's try and go on board with Ty again. It sounded like his car was spitting a second ago. Oh yeah, he's completely clutching it. So with 9 laps to go, you can see that that he's completely shut it down, taking the car out of gear, and just doing everything he can to coast through those corners to save as much fuel as possible. Now you're thinking, well, doesn't seem to save a whole lot, but by doing what he's doing, he's probably saving about 15% of a normal lap of fuel.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Jacob Musso in 25 there. I remember early around lap 87 when we had that caution and he didn't hit and restarted.
Oh, there's contact. Wow. A little bit of contact there.
That was close. But yeah, around lap 87 when we had that that last caution, and Jacob stayed out. You know, he managed to stay up front for most of those laps. You know, for a good 20 laps or so before he pit, and now he's in third place. Makes you wonder what the race would have looked like if he had pit back at lap 87 and had those fresh tires. You know, he might be a little closer to Jordan than what he could have been, but big shout out to Jacob. He's done a great job. Great pace he's been running all night.
We're jumping back into the number 77 of Corey Bunch here, who's also running this little bit of fuel saving experiment here, just like Ty is. He is definitely off the pace, doing everything he can with just 5 laps to go. Now the difference is, I'm sure you see this, is that Ty is actually turning off the engine of the car, whereas Corey is just pushing in the clutch. The difference is the RPMs go from when Ty turns it off, drops like 300, and when Corey clutches it, drops like 2,500. But that being said, that's a lot of touching stuff to keep that car running.
I said we're just Corey's focused on next week. It's we got a gauntlet of racetracks coming up here. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun. Watkins Glen's about the saving grace here, which is it's sad to say.
So who's your road course ringers in this league, Mike? Who would you?
Well, if you're going to put money on somebody to win a road course, you're going to put money on that 81 car. Jordan Wenzel is by far the best road course racer. Corey's very good as well, as well as Alex Murphy. Alex Murphy is winless this year, but by God, he is our best winless driver, hands down. He's a man. He was a multi-time winner last year. He won some road course races and some ovals last year. But Jordan Wenzel puts on a show on a road course.
Well, now we're down to the final lap. Jordan Booth is out in front. Ty Bostic is sitting 4th. Jacob Musso is in 2nd. Vernon Broadbeck, good showing by Vernon. He is sitting in 3rd at the moment. And there you have it. Your winner, Jordan Booth, wins the Cookout Southern 250 here at Darlington.
As Ty seems to be out of fuel.
Ty is out of fuel. He's running on the apron. Let's try to go inside. He is out of fuel, but he just crosses the start-finish line.
Place.
Finishes in 6th. Well, that was a heck of a fuel-saving experiment for sure. Corey Bunch finishes in 10th. All right, let's see if we do have race results. We do. As we let the drivers line up for their finish. And there they are. So Jordan Booth wins the Cookout Southern 250. Jacob Musso finished in 2nd. Great finish by Jacob Musso. Vernon Broadbeck in 3rd. Alex Murphy in 4th. Tyler Lemon 5th. Ty Bostic finishes in 6th. Eric Jeffers in 7th. Jordan Wenzel in 8th. Matthew Robinson in 9th. And Corey Bunch in 10th. Austin Walton in 11th, Ron Fitting in 12th, Garrett Walden in 13th, Vince Burns in 14th, Tyler Sexton in 15th, Joe Musso in 16th, Mike Wheel finishes in 17th. In 18th, Eddie Musso Jr. 19th, Tony Japs. Martin Giroux finishes in 20th. Corey Ennis in 21st. Alex Proget-Ruby in 22nd. Martin Pinnell 23rd. Michael Whitley, 24th. Brendan Hayes, 25th. Scott Thomas, 25th. Matt Piracini finishes in 27th. 28th, Dan Hughes. So there you have it. There's the end. The final results here at the Cookout Southern 250, and then we are expecting any moment, and we do. Let's welcome Mr. Vernon Broadbeck. Vernon, congratulations on your P3 finish.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Fun race tonight. Good to watch you. There's a lot of beating and banging early on in the race, but all that matters is here at the end. Tell us a little bit about your strategy on your win tonight, on your third place podium finish tonight.
Yeah, it started out. I think everybody pitted with that when that caution came out on lap 88 or something like that, and I about made the call to go down, and then I'm like, nope, we're staying out. I don't think we can make it. And then I was doing math. I'm like, shoot, we can make it. And then I'm like, no, we cannot make it. We're good. And it worked out. I was all over the place trying to figure out where the heck to pit, and I'm glad I didn't make a last second decision to come down a lap later.
Well, it certainly paid off. You pitted on lap 150 or so that last time by kind of splitting that that fuel run up in half, and that certainly was a good payout. You certainly were able to make up some ground and a great finish.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was definitely a tough call to make on when to come down. I knew I wanted to be the first one to come down and get fresh tires because the lap times are just way too good to not take advantage of that. And I was hoping Jacob and Jordan wouldn't have noticed it and would have stayed out a few laps longer, but unfortunately they both saw it and went down right away, so I didn't really make up as much as I wanted to. Great racing by both of them. Jordan, I mean, he's quick, he's quick at dang near every race track we run at, but it was good to see Jacob up there finishing second too.
Absolutely. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, unfortunately teammate Clark couldn't be here tonight. He had other things going on. It's unfortunate. I would have loved to have seen him race, but it was good having Vince there racing as well. I know he didn't have the greatest of finishes, and I know he didn't make the playoffs, which is unfortunate, but he's still a strong competitor, and I expect him to run well the last 10 races. Shout out to you guys. You guys do a phenomenal job on the broadcast at IWM. Josh and Scott, it's insane what they've done since the beginning of the year. The racing's got a lot better, and the changes that they made have made it a lot better. So shout out to those guys, and then shout out to the Hot Lap podcast that we run with Clark, myself, Corey, and Tony, and then guest star every once in a while, Michael Whitley. I don't know who all listens to it, but I get a crack out of doing it, and I get a crack out of listening when I go back and listen. So shout out to them too.
You got it. All right, there's your third place finisher tonight, Vernon Broadbeck, in the number 10. Finishes in third tonight here at Darlington. And with that, let's bring in Mr. Jacob Musso. Jacob, welcome to the broadcast booth, and congratulations. What a great finish.
Thank you.
Man, we were watching from the very beginning. In fact, I think my co-broadcaster, Chris Worrell, I pretty much had you pegged. He was watching you the whole race.
Yeah, I just had to stay up front there. I just wanted to get a good finish because I struggled last night in the Xfinity car, and I just wanted to play it safe to stay, not crash out so I could get into the playoffs there. Nice, safe and sound.
Yeah, Jake, I wanted to know, man, I was watching you from the beginning, just how smooth you were on and off throttle, the lines you were running low in 3 and 4. I figured that would be a big key to saving tires here, and you were one of the first people I saw doing that at the beginning, and just the pace you had from the beginning to the end of a fuel run. I knew you were going to be fast. Do you regret not taking tires around lap 87? Because I feel like if you might have taken those fresh tires there, you might have had something for Jordan there at the end. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you. I was checking my fuel and making sure I was checking my strategy out, and all of a sudden I look up and Booth and Corey are pitting. I'm like, oh, no way. So I missed pit road, and I'm like, well, that's going to, like, I was telling my brothers and stuff, I'm like, that ruined my race. And then for some reason the strategy worked out. I was able to get that clean air, and the car was absolutely a rocket ship in clean air. But yeah, so I was able to keep up with Booth there and pit behind him a couple times, and then, but yeah, I definitely think not pitting there definitely screwed me over when not getting the win there.
Yeah, I saw just seeing how fast you were. Like I was saying on those long runs, or just even the short run, just the line you were running. I knew you were going to be fast. After a good amount of laps, and there at the end, all of a sudden, I see you, just moving up from fifth to fourth to third to second, and that's all I could think about is like, man, I wonder if he would have taken tires on lap 87, if he'd have given Jordan a run for his money or not. I feel like you could have, man. But you live and learn. Great run tonight, Jake.
I appreciate it.
Any shout outs tonight, Jacob?
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the boys back at the shop in GKM Racing, and all my teammates, Jordan and Vernon, for racing clean and having a lot of fun there. But big shout out to Corey, Eddie, and Joe. They're a lot of fun to race with. They're probably the best teammates ever, so I'm glad they're my teammates. And yeah, I'd like to thank iNRS. It's a really fun league, and you guys for a great broadcast.
You go. Thank you very much. All right, there's your second place finisher, Mr. Jacob Musso. And now we will welcome to the broadcast booth your winner of tonight's Cookout Southern 250, Mr. Jordan Booth.
Yeah, thank you. That one. I can actually say it was really fun.
Yeah, we saw you throughout the race trying to work your way up, just smartly picking your lines, and this is one of those tracks, if it stays green like it did without a lot of cautions, that pit strategy is the way to go, and I'll have to give it to you. You really played it well.
Yeah, shot ourselves in the foot in qualifying. I think I qualified 18th, which I think that's the worst I've qualified all year. It was horrible. Just kind of embarrassing, not going to lie. And luckily, caution came out, fuel saved stage 1, got the track position back, and then, yeah, it was just kind of go from there. I knew going back to the spring race, we had a good car there, and we were pretty competitive until, things happened that we won't talk about. But no, it was good to kind of get redemption here.
That's great. Yeah, it was fun to watch. Just kind of reading through the YouTube chatter here, it seems like you may have a ride to take with Nathan on Sunday, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, he's texting me about it. I gotta talk about it, but yeah, that'd be good fun. Shout out to him. His birthday's Sunday, so happy early birthday to him. Hopefully this is a good enough present, watching me go out here and run fake race cars. So I guess that's kind of cool.
Well, it'd be a lot of fun to watch the real thing happen. So.
For sure.
All right, there's your winner, Jordan. Jordan, any shout-outs before we wrap this show up?
Yeah, to him. I don't know if my aunt's still watching. I got a text from her saying normal Thursday night at Grandma and Grandpa's. They were watching, so shout out to her and my grandparents. Yeah, just you guys. I'm sure that race probably was actually really fun to watch with the green flag and the different strategies and all that. But yeah, Josh for putting this on, and now I gotta go win Dega and go win $250.
There you go. All right, there's your winner, Jordan Booth, in the 41, winning tonight's Cookout Southern 250. Thank my co-broadcaster Chris Worrell in his first outing tonight. Chris did a good job, and our special guest, Mr. Michael Whitley, joining us after his race car unfortunately expired. Guys, it was a pleasure. And Michael, you're always welcome back in the booth, but of course you're driving typically, so not always easy.
Yeah, no. Hopefully, as much as I enjoy this, as much as I love hosting, I love talking racing. I'd like to finish the last 10 races on the track.
I'm sure you would. We're fine with that as well. All right, we thank you all for tuning in tonight. We want to wish my co-broadcaster John Durgis a very happy wedding this weekend, and enjoy you and your bride your honeymoon. Hope to see you back in a few weeks, but in the meantime, we've got a pretty good pitch hitter. That's Mr. Chris Worrell, and we'll keep working with Chris over the next few weeks. But thank you again for tuning in. We've appreciated you watching tonight, and we hope to see you next week. So from the guys here in the booth to all of you, thank you very much for tuning in, and good night.